Hi friends, welcome to the Risk and Reward Lab. Today I'm showing you a 50 spin test of a new roulette system called the Ultimate Dream. It definitely feels like a dream due to the high hit rate, but it can be a nightmare if the progression spirals. So this might be one of the most deceptive roulette systems I've tested in a while, and I mean that in a good way. Let's take a look at the rule card. The setup is fairly simple. We're covering the first and third dozens with a $13 base bet, adding a $5 middle column, and a small $1 hedge on both 0 and 00. Total bet $33 per spin. And here's a fun little visual of where you win and where you lose. Alright, let's place the first bets. So we put $1 on 00, $1 on 0, $13 on the first dozen, and $13 on the third dozen, and then a $5 second column bet, and spin. Alright, we got a 6, and that is a hit in the first dozen for a $6 win. So you'll get a $6 win on any number in the first or third dozen that doesn't hit the middle column. Speaking of, there's a 2 black, and that is the jackpot kind of win, where you hit the dozen and the middle column. There's a 5 red, and that is also a jackpot win of $21. The spins go really fast because you just rebet the same each time. If we get a loss, we'll talk about the progression. But we got another win. Like I said, the hit rate is really high with this system. In this 50 spin test, there was a win rate of 72%, which is in line with expected results of 68%. As you can see, there's another win. We should get a couple losses here shortly, and we can get into the progression. There we go. So anything in the middle column is going to be a loss. That is a full loss of $33. So the progression is really as simple as doubling the bet. But we hit another full loss. So what do? You guessed it, we double the bet. The doubling is clearly a concern for me, and that's something I want to work on enhancing in the next video. And there's an 8 black, fortunately a jackpot win of $84. If you're close to session profit, you can go ahead and reset. And in this case, we were really close. So considering we're already doubling the bet on each loss that is a full loss, I chose to go ahead and reset here and play it conservatively. There's a 25 red, and that is a $6 win. There's a 23 red, and that is our first partial loss of $18, and that's what happens when you hit the numbers 14, 17, 20, and 23. You don't double the bet on a partial loss, you just make a note of the loss and continue spinning. If you get 2 partial losses before you need to progress, for example, on a full loss, then you do double the bet after 2 partial losses. Alright, with that, you've got the basics. Enjoy the rest of the session. I'm going to go quiet for a while. Guys, if you're liking my videos, please like and subscribe. And I'll do a recap, final analysis at the end of the video as usual. Because while this was a very smooth session, it can get kind of ugly. So we need to work on some enhancements.
No more bets. 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 No more bets.
Okay, we're nearing the end of the session with about 10 spins to go until we hit the 50th spin.
No more bets.
Overall, it was a very smooth session. I think we hit the $132 bet maybe 2 times, and then a $66 bet around 4 times. But it's obvious things can go very wrong very fast, In another test session, the bets escalated to around $1,000 per spin before I recovered. Of course, a steep progression like that is caused by the second dozen hitting a lot. In my case, it wasn't a long streak in the second dozen. It was maybe 3 hits, and then 2 wins on the third dozen, then 2 losses in the second dozen, then a win in the first dozen, and then 2 or 3 more in the second. Really, that's all it takes for bets to start to really escalate to those high numbers. I think this system can be made a lot more stable without losing what makes it appealing in the first place. So in the next test, I'm going to try to fix it. I've got a couple ideas. I'm going to leverage AI as always and do my back and forth, do a lot of testing, and I'll be happy to share with you what I find. So as always, like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Have fun playing, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.